Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern Ned Reynolds, back in the studio talking about the fact that we are so happy that election's over and we don't have to watch a political ad for at least a few more weeks, before they start the cycle up again. All right, we got to start the conversation with some bad news. 60 years old is way too young, in my opinion, and cancer sucks. Billy Bean passed from the scene yesterday.
However, there's a lot of confusion about this, including by the networks and by the major news agencies who initially reported that it was Billy Bean of Moneyball, and it was not. This is a different Billy Bean.
The difference being the E after the N.
That's
One's got an E
right.
and one doesn't.
Great amount of confusion, and I'll tell you that this is, again, my stance against the media. Somebody wanting to report the story early and getting it out, and it was wrong. Billy Bean of Moneyball fame, portrayed by Brad Pitt in the movie Moneyball, was not the individual involved in this. This is Billy Bean, who had not really, I wouldn't say an average Major League Baseball career. He was less than that because he really didn't gain any fame for himself. But smart guy, Loyola Marymount student who got drafted by the New York Mets. He did have some abilities, but during the course of his career and at the end of his career, he declared himself openly gay. And as a result, he really lost his association with baseball. However, this Billy Bean was hired by Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, to be the ambassador for inclusion. And that is what he did. He was helping to maybe form some kind of a relationship between the gay community and Major League Baseball, and indeed he was very effective. He is the individual who passed away as the result of leukemia, and that was yesterday. The Billy Bean of the Cybermetrics and the Billy Bean of Moneyball still with us and still very active in his baseball career.
And remember, it's the difference of an E. But Billy, thanks for what you brought to the game. Yesterday in Paris, another incredible day. I mean, some of those races were just unbelievable.
Yeah, I love the one by the young lady from Harvard, Gabby Thomas. She is nothing short of outstanding. 200-meter champion and a brilliant individual.
Harvard grad, man. Harvard grad.
That's what I just said. Yeah, Harvard graduate.
You have to be.
And an individual who really has a wonderful acumen for what it's all about, for the academics as well as the athletics. She is the 200-meter gold medal winner, and that is great. Watch the USA basketball team. You knew fully well they weren't going to have a terribly difficult time with Brazil because the Brazilians simply got there by hook and crook, and USA beat them 122-87. Far too many weapons and a much bigger bench. Now that won't be the case in the semifinals. The USA is playing Serbia again. This will be the third game in the Olympics that the USA and Serbia has played an exhibition game. USA won it, played in the pool. They're from the same pool. USA won it, and now they played the third game, and that bothers me a little bit because that third time can come around, and Serbia is pretty good, folks. Anyway, this will be the semifinals coming up later on in the week. At last report, USA has 24 gold, and they have 31 silver, and they have 86 medals altogether, and that's doing pretty well.
Yeah, 31 bronze, and it's unfortunate the volleyball teams didn't do as well as we had hoped.
No, they did not. Ladies got the men. Actually, the men are still there.
Yeah, but the doubles and the team women didn't go as far as we'd hoped.
No, individually no, but the teams are, and this will be very interesting coming up a little bit later on today. Noah Lyles runs again today too in a semifinal. They don't have all these in the same day. That's asking too much of the athletes, but it should be another big day, and we're coming down to the end because it all wraps up on Sunday.
And what an incredible game the Team USA women's soccer had against Germany. That's just unbelievable. That I just can't believe it, but good luck to them. Good luck to all the athletes in Paris. Cardinals in St. Louis yesterday. Who'd they face off with?
Played the Tampa Bay Rays, and here's Tampa Bay getting a 2-0 lead in the very first inning off Sonny Gray. So here we go again. But in the second inning, Tampa Bay went to sleep, and a couple of Cardinals, well, one maybe you'd expect this from, but the other one not at all, hit home runs, 2-run homers, and that's where the Cardinals got all 4 runs, and they win at 4-3. Victor Scott, who is just up from the minor leagues, never hit very well down there, never hit very well when he was in Springfield, does run well and played pretty good defense. He hits a home run. What is this? And then Tommy Pham, who has just ignited now since he's come over from the Chicago White Sox. Hits a home run, all 4 runs, second inning, and Cardinals win by a score of 4-3. Their pitching held off Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay Rays are good, but they aren't the Tampa Bay Rays that they have been in the past. Nonetheless, hey, you've got to beat them all, and they'll play again tonight.
They will, and the Royals in Kansas City against the Red Sox almost came back and won, but not enough.
They were down 6-2 and came back and unfortunately lost it 6-5 to the Red Sox. Masataka Yoshida had the big bat for the Boston Red Sox, who have owned Kansas City this year. That's their 5th win, Boston's 5th win in 6 games over the Royals. 3 RBIs in this ball game, some pretty good pitching for the Red Sox, and they get the win over Kansas City. Royals in just a very mini slump that they're going through right now, but they'll be all right. They're playing very well.
As if the entire team and organization were listening to us talk about them yesterday. They pumped the brakes, and now they just barely stopped themselves from being recorded in the history books as arguably the worst team of all time.
Well, they did end it. They, being the Chicago White Sox, tied the American League record for losses, and they tied it yesterday, but not last night. It's 21. They had 21 straight losses, and that's where it came to an end. The White Sox won a game, beat the Oakland A's 5-1 last night in Oakland, and that is the White Sox first win since July the 10th. July 10th, folks. That's how many consecutive losses, 21 in a row. And, you know, there were some wags with whom I visited who said, you know, they're going to lose on purpose because they want that record. Balderdash.
No way,
sir. You don't
sir.
want that at all, folks, at all. A record for losses in a row? Hell no. And so the White Sox got together and did end it with a 5-1 game. We'll talk a little bit about the Springfield Cardinals, too. They defeated the San Antonio Missions last night 11-0. Quinn Matthews. Watch out, folks. This guy's the real deal. He pitched 6 innings, allowed 2 hits, struck out 11. This is the guy from Stanford who the Cardinals picked up as a draft choice just a year ago. Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year, and he has a lot going for them. He got the win. Chandler Redmond provided the RBIs, so the Springbirds come back with a win and start off that home series 11-0.
I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where if you're a part of that organization, when you get that far, you get to be that worst team. It's like wearing a scarlet letter for the rest of your career. So I guess, thank goodness, South Chicago. Ned, you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.